What's going on, YouTube? Hope everyone's doing well on this Big News Wednesday. Looking to see if this is a big old trap or not. Let's see how the day unfolds. So what do we got going on so far? All right. Think about this. On the Bitcoin, this is a 1 minute chart. Doesn't really matter what time frame you're looking at it right now. Just to explain what happened here today. So Asia opens up, puts in its low relatively early in the day, and then just casually mingles on up, puts in its high. London, right off the open, sweeps that high, puts in a nice little M formation here. And there's your stop hunt done for your Asia highs. Pretty straightforward. And then you start to get the dump now. And it looks like we're going to come down and test this daily open. What's going on, JD? Hope you're all good, man. A good day to you, sir. So yeah, other than that, we haven't really done much. All right. So there's a lot that can happen here. And what we have to keep in mind now is the initial balance highs and lows. All right. So if we look on the daily chart, we got to mark out our low for the first 2 days, and then our previous day's high is that high. All right. So that Monday low and yesterday's high, that's our initial balance for the week. We got to see which one we're going to go after here. Now, is it going to go there today? It might not, but we're pretty close to that high. So we could definitely come up and sweep this and come back down, or we could get that aggressive move to the downside here and sweep this low. And if that happens, then we're most likely not going to come back up to the high this week, right? So keep that in mind. Always think about that once you're hitting, oh my goodness, phone call. That is not good. Sorry about that. What's going on, Joker? Hope you're doing well, buddy. So that's what we really got to keep in mind for today and tomorrow. All right, we don't know if it's going to happen today or if at all. We might just range in this zone here for the rest of the week, but I highly doubt it. Again, this evening, we've got the big federal funds rate. It's expected to come in the same, right? So that's the projection, and most likely it will. If it comes in a little bit different, then it's going to be pretty nutty, man. It'll get crazy. But either way, it's just going to bring volatility, all right? So we should get a relatively big volume spike and some crazy moves, if not on Bitcoin, then in the normal markets, and we're going to have to watch what those are doing. And then later on, we're going to start getting the earnings reports. Meta, Tesla, Microsoft, all coming out late this evening if you're in Europe, and after market close if you're in the US. So starts off at 7 Eastern and also at 7:30 Eastern time. All right. So be very careful with those news events coming out because they are going to move the markets. All right. Sounds like a landline phone. Are you kidding me? My mic sounds bad? Is that what you're trying to tell me here? All right. I will fix that, man. Sorry about that. That is very strange, man. Very strange. Because I have not touched my audio settings at all. There is internet issues here. So this storm that I talked about yesterday, it hasn't passed yet. So, yeah, man, I hope we can get this figured out. And again, might get some internet cuts. Oh, my phone. Oh, no, it does sound like that, but it's not. Mic is nice. Okay, excellent. No, it's not a landline phone. It's a normal. It's a cell phone. But I like the old school sounds, man. Yes, this is true. All right. So yeah, we really got to be careful with what's coming out here. Again, 7 o'clock, we get earnings come out and the FOMC, right? And then a half hour later, we're going to get more earnings come out. So it's going to be pretty decent moves here on futures and anything that's still open. All right. Now keep in mind in Europe, that's going to be pretty late, right? So don't know if you're going to be on the charts in Europe or not, but in the States, definitely watch out for this stuff. All right. So we will be live in the Discord for the FOMC news coming out. And I just made a complete timeline error because it's around 10 o'clock GMT time that the earnings start getting released. All right, 10 and then 10:30. So that's why I'm saying it'll be pretty late. So it's federal funds rate at 7 GMT, and then yeah, earnings will be out much later. But we'll be live in the Discord for that federal funds rate release. So we'll be watching that happen live. All right. So yeah, right now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen here over the next couple hours. We're going to have a good New York session as usual, as fund rates aren't going to be out for still another 5 hours here. So we got some good time to trade, but if you're in a trade and you're not like insanely in profit by the time that news comes out, be very careful, because even if you have a stop loss, with the kind of wicks that these produce, sometimes you won't get filled and you'll experience quite a bit of slippage. So, you know, better safe than sorry. That's what I say. So back to this situation right now. All right. So once again, yeah, not much to talk about. We've just accomplished one thing so far today, which is a good sign because we've got a lot to do, right? We've just taken the Asia high so far. London has done a stop hunt today, which is great. Then came back, retested its own opening range. And now we've moved down. Previous day's open, got a little sticky there, broke it, retested, moving down. So daily open, here we come. That's the next logical step here. As far as people thinking that today's going to create like this skyrocket move on Bitcoin, right? We have to be pretty patient with this stuff, all right? So while it can get insanely pumpy or dumpy, all right, we have to remember that we're in this massive range here. Right, something like so, however you want to color out your range. Right, but that's basically what we're looking at. We're in this massive range here, right? So we would have to move from where we are right now quite a ways away, all right? That would be a massive move to either side. So I don't think we're going to be doing that today. I could be wrong, but it's what we get from the earnings reports. It's what we get from the FOMC well, the fund rate first and foremost, and then the old Powell speech, right? So hopefully, well, don't worry, it'll start back after the commercials. Sorry about that, Odd Bjorner. I need to get a YouTube subscription. Sorry, man. I thought I had it unmonetized, but anyways, I guess not. So, yeah. There's not much happening here until we start to go for the previous day's lower high, all right? And then, yeah, it's not going to be a massive, move necessarily, but what you're going to get are those huge, like Darth Maul wick candles. It's going to shake everybody out, and then it'll probably pick a direction and start kind of chugging along, right? So, sometimes it'll happen that price will just start moving in one direction and doesn't stop. But for the most part, you get just a lot of volatility for a couple of minutes, and then it settles down and starts to show you the light. So we'll see how that hits in. So for now, it's just, business as usual. Just trade it as you would any other day. So what do we got here? Let's go over sort of what has happened in the last little bit. So another interesting day today on the volume profile. Let's take a peek here at how Asia started it off. Okay, so again, like I was talking about yesterday, especially in the Discord group. I don't think I got into that during the, yeah, I don't think I got into that during the stream. I think we ran into some glitches there, but we again put in this P formation here. All right, we put in a P day and we close very low, right? So that's not a great look, man. That's a horrible look for Bitcoin. We did hit that short that we all saw coming in together in the Discord. Unfortunately, had to abandon YouTube, but and yeah, price did take the low of day. All right, Asia got swept and swept hard, and price just kept moving on down. And then we open up and you've got now, yeah, this point of control here with a big old volume node. All right, and that's pretty much what we're hitting off of for the Asia high. Asia high comes in pretty much right at the point of control. And then once you start to see that London stop hunt happening, you know, you've got this big old volume node here, which is something like that. Right, you can see that big extended bar right there. So that's where I would be pulling it from. Wicks over it a little bit, and then there you go. Your stop hunt complete, and it's on its way down. All right. So that's pretty nice. Pretty nice short right off of London and Asia as well. If you were looking to call the high on Asia, you would have got a quick, sweet scalp out of that. And then here's your day trade forming out so far. So daily open should be a pretty sticky point for us here. Let's see if New York comes in with some good volume and starts to move stuff around. We're now at the daily value area low. If we look back here, we can also see that Asia came down and the low was put in on this really weird little volume node here. All right, so it's pretty wild how these wacky little things, you know, I mean, it doesn't look that impressive, right? But these are definitely nodes you would want to be marking out. And that's where it hits perfectly into that little wacky node right there. So very useful stuff, the volume profiles, all right? Especially if you've got Confluence with them. Very useful. Trading them on their own, a little bit sketchy, but you can definitely take advantage of those. Hey, what's going on, Sultan? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Sultan, the man who's wishing that it just goes up and up today. So that could, your dream could be coming true. Let's see how it goes. See how it goes. If we take a peek at what is happening in the markets, especially pre-market, everything seems to be relatively neutral. All right. NASDAQ futures up 28 points right now, so nothing spectacular. SPX futures down 10 points. So that's on the ES mini. It's bloody. That's massive. $50 a point there. Woo! But still relatively neutral, right? So not much coming in terms of the pre-market showing us stuff. Dixie also up about 280 pips there, so that's pretty decent. But it'll be coming down 27 pips, sorry. And then we could take a peek at some pre-market bad boys here, but there's really not much going on so far. What do we got here? Gold futures up a quarter point. Copper, copper up 0.5%. That's pretty nice. Funny that Pelosi sold Nvidia right before it dropped 17%. Best trader in the world. Yeah, it is pretty funny. But she did open some call options on it, so I think she knows something good's coming, and I don't think Nvidia's going to be that hurt. Like, so I've been trying now for 2 days to open an account with the old DeepSeek and can't get it done. So I like the excuse is that they've experienced some hacking issues and just keep trying, right? But I'm guessing they're just getting overwhelmed with potential subscriptions. So that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun, really. And then you got to also ask yourself, is America just going to give up the goat, and let them get run out of town in the AI sphere? No, I don't think they will. They might want to streamline things, but I mean, Nvidia's just making so much money right now that it'll be interesting to see. And it did bounce back a little bit, as everything did. Let's take a peek there at Nvidia. How it finished off yesterday. Oh, no, never mind. Finished down 1%. Yeah. Oh. All right. I thought, yeah, I didn't take a look at that, but there it goes. And then today, now it's down again. So, interesting. Interesting. Down 1.1%. Yeah, that is interesting. Take a quick peek here. But yeah, Pelosi, best trader in the world. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I even... yeah, man. I even heard AOC was with Jon Stewart talking about that and pretty much calling out the Democratic Party for insider trading, which is pretty funny. Like, uh-oh. Trouble in paradise. Yeah. Trouble in paradise. All right, what are we going to load up here? May as well load up a little ETH. But yeah, she is she's a legend, man. Better than Buffett, that girl. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Right. So we got the golden pocket down here as well, right at the Asia opening range. All right. So this could be an interesting little spot to hit off and maybe return to the upside there for a quick scalp, maybe day trade. But yeah, this was definitely the trade of the day so far. We can take a peek at this, see how it all kind of transpired. That is okay. Thank you, Bubble Hopper. That's good to know. That's good to know. I'm just paranoid now every time I hear something about sound. So as soon as I heard sounds like a landline phone, I was like, oh my God, my mic sounds like a landline phone. But no, all right, good. Good. It's pretty stressful when somebody says you've got a bad mic and you're an IT idiot like me. So, yep. So there you go. Golden pocket hit right there, and then comes up, gives you that double top, and then goes down. But either way, you're getting in on that. Not bad trades. This also now gives us a good zone of liquidity here to be looking at. All right, if New York decides to come up, this could be a good little sweep here. All right, we've already swept that liquidity and now put that in. So this is that London high that could really be tasty for New York to come up and sweep these stops, maybe hit the Asia high once again and leave these and just keep going down. But we'll have to see what these bad boys bring to the table today. How they're going to rip it. All right, so yeah, that's really what we're looking for here. Got 10 minutes left. Let's see if we make a move to that daily open and then see how it responds. All right, again, you've got the that golden pocket just below it with the Asia opening range high. I struggle to get my head around the stop hunt game. Why would bulls stop hunt like today, for example, when they know the reaction would drive the price down? Because they just want liquidity, right? It's not really about driving price. It's more about just getting more people involved in the game and getting positions out so that they can then maybe induce them into doing something dumb again. All right. Why would bulls stop hunt like today, for example, when they know the reaction would drive the price down? And it's not necessarily the bulls that are doing the stops, right? So might be the bears that are in charge right now. But either way, it's just a game, right? So if they can get these stops, right, that's going to push price up a little bit higher because all of these shorts are going to turn into longs, right? So they're getting the shorts out of the game, all right? And now if we come down and get the longs out of the game, yeah, it'll push price down a little bit lower. But if we can sweep the previous day's low and then come back up, that's going to get all these guys that were in a position out of the position, and they're going to have to get involved again, right? Or even just from the Asia low. So they'll bring more fuel into the market once again, right? Yeah. So I really, what I would suggest is don't really think about stop hunts as a bull and bear game. Think about it as just liquidity, right? Just getting people out of their positions, right? If price is going to go down a lot lower today, why let these guys just get a free ride all the way down, right? Take them out, make them get in a little bit lower, or make them make a mistake and maybe hop in on a long, perhaps thinking price is going against them and they're going to catch the ride up now. Something of that nature, all right? I wouldn't really look at it as a bull and bear game. I would look at it as a liquidity game. And that's really it. The other thing too is, you know, you need that liquidity for the move, right? So let's say from this low, for example, price starts to push up, but we can't really challenge yesterday's high yet. That's as far as Asia got. Let London grab the liquidity that's sitting here at these highs, bring it back down. Let's go search for some more liquidity to the downside. We don't have to necessarily come and sweep this, but if we come down and let's say sweep this low and this low, hit into the daily open, give it that test, and then price turns around off that, from all the liquidity that you're grabbing out of these long positions, you're going to just get them to hopefully fuel back in and start to push this move up even higher, right? So yeah, it's just getting more people involved. I hope that helps. It is, all of these concepts are a little bit wacky, right? Like you have to take them with a bit of a grain of salt. Like I believe in stop hunts. I don't believe like, you know, like there's some funny things that you'll hear about stop hunts, depending what trading circles you're in. I don't want to name people specifically, but you know, I don't think there's like an algorithm that's out to get you in that sense. I think that's pretty absurd. Also, I don't think they're like specifically targeting you, but it's just a pretty obvious thing, right? If people here got in on shorts and then price turns back around, can't really do much, right? From in the Asia session, London opens up, pushes it up, creates its opening range, right? Pretty massive opening range today for London. So looked quite bullish. Could have got a lot of people doing the wrong thing there, and then price starts coming back down, right? So in the liquidity game, you want to think about pain. You don't want to think about bulls and bears. It's what is going to cause people the most confusion and the most pain. And it's moves like these, right? So when you start getting into the mindset that we've put in a pretty decent low, and now it looks like we're we're real bullish again, right? As soon as sentiment starts getting like that, it's easy to hurt people, and that's what happens, right? And sweep up that liquidity, come on down, see if you can take some lows here and then turn it back around, but there's really not much interest until price comes down, gets into this little zone here. You've got a wacky little order block here. You've got a strange little consolidation here, right? What's going on, Mr. Unknown? And then price turns around and goes. But it just hits into the, this wasn't the point of control at the time, but you know, hits into other market structure here, order block, turns back around, then sweeps it, gives it a good old college try, but now can't get above that opening range of London, right? So it looks like London is trying to push price down. So why would you fight that? Doesn't make too much sense. But a lot of people are going to be thinking bullish, bullish, right? Bullish, bullish, which is just bizarre. Instead of looking at what is going to get accomplished today, all right? What are the possibilities? The first thing when you open up London is, especially if you're right close to an extreme of Asia, if you're down, if you open up close to the low or you open up close to the high, your first thought process should be stop hunt of the Asia high. That has now happened. We haven't really got any interested parties to push price higher, so we're just having a bit of a tough time finding interested buyers in this zone to push price any higher. So we're going to go down, hit some stops, and see if we can get some more interested buyers to fuel something better down here at the daily open, perhaps the Asia opening range, perhaps the Asia low, or perhaps sweep the previous day's low and get this bad boy started again, which is not a bad idea, right? Put in a little equal lows here, maybe, and then go. Don't even have to sweep it. And we also do have a pretty massive low here with a huge wick, right? Okay, so that's a real interesting zone here, right? No buying tail, but still very interesting. And then we have this buying tail down here, which we don't have to necessarily come back and grab, but it's on the table, right? Could definitely be coming down to do a sweep here or even hit into that mystical zone of mine, which is 96, which I would love to see that once again. But for Sultan's sake, I am not going to wish that on anyone. You guys enjoy your longs, and let's just hope we just go straight up here. All right, 2 minutes till the bad boys of Wall Street get their orders in. Let's just check out the NASDAQ futures here real quick. Oof. Oh, pre-market's getting nasty. Okay, and let's just start setting up here for the open. All right, pre-market low. Pre-market high so far. We still got a couple minutes here, so that might change. Let me just make sure I'm seeing this correctly. Yes, I am. And yes, I am. All right, 54 seconds till the magic begins. All right, as far as earnings are concerned, if you're watching the earnings reports come out, right, you can quickly see it on TradingView. But there's some, you got to be a little bit informed on the stuff. Like, let's say it's Nvidia. Nvidia has to absolutely crush its estimates. It can't just be like a really good month quite high, it has to be absolute domination of their expectations, or people don't like to see that, because that's what they always do, right? As far as what's coming out today, not necessarily. So as long as the earnings reports are good and meet or beat expectations, hopefully beat them, then prices will start to look to move to the upside. But if they come down low, then it's going to go down and hard. So that's pretty nice. Let's check out this volume here. A very aggressive break out of the pre-market zone there. Oof, that is some very nice volume on that second minute candle there. New York looks like it's interested. Come on, close red so we can get our opening range established. Very nice, perfect. All right, so there we go, opening range done. And trading above the pre-market high. That's a pretty good sign. That's a very good sign. Now, this is a weird place to be trading here, all right? So we are definitely above the equilibrium here. So if you were looking for shorts, I couldn't really blame you. But, don't force anything. There's no point in forcing stuff here. So what are the possibilities that New York has right now, right? So first thing is come down and test the daily open, sorry. Pardon me. Second thing would be to come up and grab these London highs here and maybe retest that Asia high. And then the second thing to the highs would be a sweep of the London high. Right? And if that keeps going, then you're looking at the previous day's high, right? So you just kind of relax and think about that. What would be the best sort of trade that you could grab today, right? If you missed the Asia Open, which was quite a lovely little trade there. I definitely didn't trade it, but didn't even watch it, didn't even see it. But for now, it's kind of in the middle here. So you don't really, you don't have a great sense of urgency to hop in on a trade here, right? You want to see what is it going to try to do first. Okay, so where is this going to go? All right, so we're playing that hurry up and wait game again, which is what trading is all about. Patience and more patience. Sitting on our hands and watching the fun happen, right? Now, the other thing too is because we do have all this news coming out, big volumes getting in. But what are they going to do? Are they actually going to start making a move before massive news days come out? And generally they won't. All right, guys, join the Discord. I'm supposed to say that every once in a while. And also, if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. If you don't, hit the dislike button and unsubscribe, as Mr. Unknown always says. Surprised he hasn't peddled that idea yet today. So there's your old New York washing machine in effect. Sweep high, sweep lows, get everybody confused. And this is really what the first half hour of New York is all about for the most part. Just get people a little bit emotional and confused, see a lot of this volume, a lot of this movement. So yeah, relax, man. That's all we can really do here. All we can really do. Right. So if we think about it too, we're pretty much right in the middle. Right in the middle of this previous day's high and the previous day's low. So trading at around previous day's equilibrium. Let's just mark that out real quick. Oh man, the rain is really kicking up here. Yeah, we're actually trading right on it early. So New York breaking, that's relatively bearish. But again, first 20 minutes here, and they haven't really left us any clues, right? So no fair value gaps here. We're now potentially looking at creating a decent order block here, but with a hugely ugly candle. Yeah. Yeah, but there she goes. So got an order block now here off of the New York opening range. And here we go to that daily open. Nice. And the volume is really starting to pick up now. Opening range low, or pre-market range low, sorry. That is heavy bear volume. Woo. Take a quick peek here at what these guys are all up to. All right. SPX down a quick 13 points. NASDAQ down 36. Dow Jones up 38. Dixie, sorry. Yeah, Dixie a little bit up there. That's looking all right. Meta moving lower, Microsoft moving lower. And Tesla joining in the fun. They might be pricing in a little midnight pump there. Finding a little support now. Bitcoin is on the pre-market low. All right, so this is the way I look at it, right? I also had a fun DM. I'm getting some funny DMs here, because people are a little bit baffled sometimes by what I show and then what I don't do, because I show stuff. But so the reason I'm not taking trades, like the last 2 days we had those two signals, and I won't take them because I'm really not much of a day trader / scalper of Bitcoin. I'd much rather it come down to 96 and I can add to my long position. And I am in a short as well in USDT, but I'm not going to be adding to my short unless price really starts to dump. And then I'll start to build up my USDT short on Bitcoin and start to get my BTC out of Dodge. All right, so that's why what I'll see today, unless we come down to 96, which I really don't think is going to happen today, but you never know. I'm not really interested in trading Bitcoin. I'd much rather be trading alts for day trades and scalps, and futures on the NASDAQ. So I hope you understand. It's just a personal preference of mine. I'm not saying don't day trade or scalp Bitcoin. You know, it's just not my bag, baby. Not my bag. Go back up to the previous day's open / New York opening range. All right, so this is pretty interesting here. This is a nice scalp opportunity. I won't lie. What do we have here? All right, so I'll just let you look at it for a second so you can think, but it is a golden pocket inside of a fair value gap right at the New York's opening range low. All right, we pump below, hit that. You're going to get a little reaction off that normally, right? Come up, hit that. So that has some potential right there. Still very troubling times to be trading, all right? 10 minutes after the open, 11 minutes after the open. But yeah, pretty nasty. And this is a setup that I would, if I was looking to take advantage of the New York Open, it's a trade that I would take. All right, you'll see me take this trade in the NASDAQ quite a bit. I generally would rather see it inside of the opening range. So if the opening range might have been a little bit bigger and then there'd be a fair value gap in there and then price comes back into that and hits, I prefer to see that. But this is definitely something you could be taking advantage of. Doesn't mean it'll work, not financial advice, all right? But pretty decent probabilities on that. And now the volume is just dying off here. So pretty bad sign for the bulls. They can't really generate any interest here. So let's see, man. Daily open. Let's get at it, New York. Back to, oh geez. Wow. New York meaning business today. So Asia low swept now. It doesn't look like it's stopping. Yeah. NASDAQ now down 70 points, 73 points. SPX down 20. Dixie evening out pretty much. Let's see if the bulls are giving a little bit of a response here. Not fantastic volume, but the bears also really not answering the call here. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin looking pretty boring. Yeah, that is nasty. So I will definitely be watching Asia Open this evening. 100%. Get the earnings reports will come out during the CME close. So Asia Open this evening will be quite explosive. I'll try to be on the Discord when it happens, but see how that goes. Go on, Bitcoin. Give us the dump. Here we go. That's tough, man. That is tough. So this would be one of those situations here where I would have a real tough time longing this, all right? We have swept, right? We've done a potential stop hunt to the lows, all right? But if you look at this price action, it's very fair value gappy, very aggressive move, right? So we're looking for an aggressive move back to the upside off of it. But it's one of those tough calls where you run into this zone here. You're starting to put in a bit of a reversal pattern. All right, it starts to look like barbed wire down here. Let a couple more candles close out in this range. If price starts to move off of it and start to put in some bullish signals to the upside, then I would really want to see a little pullback, right? A little bit of change of character in market structure and then a pullback, and then I'd be getting into it. But just to kind of go in on a V shape, it's a little bit tough on it, man. Just a lot of aggression moving down, and everything seems to be holding that pretty negative sentiment there. Let's see now. All right, let's go for that daily open, Bitcoin. Come on. Just relaxing. Very little interest here volume wise for New York session. At least it's better than the pre-market volume for the most part, except a couple of candles. But let's check out this daily open hit here, see if it happens in the next 12 minutes. If not, I'm going to go enjoy myself a coffee, relax a little bit, and then see if I can find myself a NASDAQ day trade. I didn't mark out this order block, but we can do that for fun's sake. All right, so that's the sort of accepted way to mark out that order block there. All right, this might be a situation where I include this candle as well. This is a bit of a I would consider this a doji. A lot of people will say it isn't, but for me, anything that has a small body with big wicks is kind of an indecision candle. And I don't really like marking them off indecision candles, so I'd probably take this one as well. That's it, bears. Let's go. Let's push her down to the open. See if it'll hold. Let's just take a peek back here. All right, we had the open and just straight up, right? So hasn't been tested at all today. It's fresh. All right. The market loves virgins and it loves tapping them twice. Sorry, excuse that, but it's very true. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much the case, Sultan, for the remainder of the session until 7 o'clock hits, because they're not, nobody's really going to commit to anything. They know that craziness is coming, right? So if they can, like the best we can hope for really is a test of something, somewhat like the daily open, right? Now, would I trade along off of the daily open personally? Hell no, I wouldn't do it, even though, trading the daily open is a fantastic strategy. If you're a horrible trader, if nothing else, the daily open is kind of like swing failure patterns, right? If you can be patient enough to wait for a swing failure pattern, it's a great way for you to be a very successful trader. And that's because of the risk reward ratio. And it's the same with the daily open, right? If price comes down here and hits and you've got this tiny stop loss, and let's say we go back up and test maybe even the New York opening range, right? You can get into these potentialities of insane risk reward ratios. So let's take a peek here just at the New York opening range there. Maybe have your stop somewhere around there, depending if you're opening limits or if you're hopping in on reaction. And you're looking at like just a huge risk reward ratio, 8.86, right? So, but would I do it on a day like today? No, I won't do it, man. Wouldn't do it, because there's just this is what you're gonna get for the most part. Right? I'm not saying that we might not get some big volume injections come in. They might start getting people to do the wrong thing and then get out of their positions before. Because one thing you have to realize, there is a ton of retail traders who trade Bitcoin who don't even know what the federal funds rate is, or don't know that there is huge tech earnings reports coming out today, right? They're just looking at triangles and wedges and listening to influencers, right? So, yeah, they could put them in a painful spot before they then pull the rug on them, right? This could happen, but for the most part, you're not going to get too many decent traders interested in getting in on low volume activities here. But the daily open might be interesting. I'm right. What am I right about, Sultan? Hitting that 0.5 again. Majority are gamblers. Yeah, well, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. And I think the crypto space kind of it promotes that in a sense, right? Especially with meme coins and stuff. Like, this is the next meme coin to 100x, make millionaires and all that sort of talk. It's designed to make you emotional, just like a casino, right? Yeah, people does not even know what's FOMC. Yeah, it's very true, man. There are some people. I mean, yeah, I agree, Sultan. I've met them, right? I've met them. I met them. In fact, in the Discord, when there's a lot of people that when they come and you say something like CPI, they're like, "What's CPI?" And those are, the two major news events are CPI and funds rates, right? Those are the two that always cause havoc, and then generally you'll get a big move, right? And wait till the Fed, if they, who knows what happens with inflation in the future, but if they like bring the Fed the rate down, like things just skyrocket. All right, so I'm going to We're back inside the value area now. So if we go up and give the old previous days open a quick test, or if we just bounce right here off of the equilibrium of the day, another great level, right? Current day's equilibrium. Back out of the value area, potentially coming up here. And pretty evenly distributed volume. The bears do look like they've got a little more punch to them right now, but barely. It's very, very, very boring. Take a quick peek here. There you go. So there's your barbed wire, little push up. Start to see maybe a little incredibly ugly W formation here. Still wouldn't trust it as far as I could throw it. Now have an order block here that we've tapped into, rejected off. That looks like a bit of a perfect hit there. No, not quite, but almost. So I'd be looking at this, you know, so just to talk through my thought process here, right? That would be a big zone for me, all right? Price did come up into this fair value gap, hit it here. So, you know, fair value gap guys would consider this mitigated. But I like to see that, you know, pretty big disrespect off of it. Well, mitigated, then you get disrespected again. And then you come up and you stop kind of respecting it on this candle. So that's a good sign. And then we come into that order block, almost tap right into the box perfectly, but don't quite. So this order block's been mitigated as well. Doesn't mean it won't hold again, but if we can get above it now, this would be a great place to look for a breaker block, all right, and some new support to settle in. Still not very trustworthy, but at least we're getting past the first half hour here. And let's see if the 3 o'clock starts showing us what's really up here. Above equilibrium now on the Bitcoin. So the value area low holds, equilibrium gets taken, trying to get back above the previous day's open now. All right, so I hope this is just a good demonstration of just how exciting trading is, right? Is this stuff that you can trade off of here, right? Like you can, right? But they're very small moves. So let's say even this, where did it hit? It was right around this guy here. So let's say this wick hit into that golden pocket, into that fair value gap, and started pushing back down, and you get in a little bit low. 0.5, that's actually not bad. Thought it was going to be smaller than that. Yeah, that's not bad, actually. That's not bad. That's good for a take profit 1 for me, but not much else, right? And why I'm rambling on about this is, again, I'd much rather see it come on up and test something up in the highs, or come on down, test something in the lows, and maybe try to take advantage of a rotational move. Right now, we are printing a bit of a P pattern here, but you can see that this point of control is going to start moving down. I believe we spend a little bit more time down here. So it's going to start printing off maybe more of a balanced day for now. And that's good for rotation, right? So rotate to the downside, rotate back up to the upside. That's what I would look for, as opposed to looking for trades right in the middle of the day. There's really no point, man. No point. The pre-market low starts to look actually pretty nice right now. All right, so you can see this support zone here set up for it, right? Support. And then you've got these double fair value gaps here. One down, one up. And this is a very good looking fair value gap, this one here. So if price comes down into this zone, that would be a juicy little place to be looking for a reaction. But again, what would your target be, right? Let's say it comes back down right now. We're putting in low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Hits off of here, you would be looking just for this high. Right, so 0.37%, maybe not worth it. With the hope that, you know, price would be moving back up, but you know, trading and hoping are not good friends, man. They are horrible friends. Oh, just had my hand on my table. Sorry, guys. So 301, getting pretty boring. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go grab myself a coffee again. In terms of looking for zones here, I wouldn't really be looking for many zones. I really would want to see what happens if we, especially the daily open, right? And if we lose that, this Asia opening range and the Asia low, previous day's low. Watch for reactions off of these levels and see what happens. Remember, if we sweep the previous day's low, then chances are that we're not going to climb up too much higher. Okay, having said that, take a quick peek out here. Right now we are printing an inside bar, right? I highly doubt that'll happen today. We should take one of these extremes, especially with big news coming out. The only thing that I could see affecting that negatively was if New York just doesn't really pay any attention to Bitcoin today, and all money goes into the indexes and stocks and Forex markets and that sort of stuff, right? So if that happens, then yeah, we're poop out of luck, as the kids say. Yeah, and I can't really see it happening, but really would love to see one of these extremes get taken. All right, and again, keep in mind the previous day's high and Monday's low. All right, so Tuesday's high, Monday's low. That's our initial balance. If we take out yesterday's high, then we're not going to be coming down to take out this low this week for the most part. About an 86% probability that won't happen. So that would be good news, all right? And if we take out the previous day's low, then there's a good chance we're not going to go up and take the previous day's high, and we could be maybe expecting on Thursday for a push down here. Or we come back up and finally break the Tuesday high, and then that'll be a good sign for more up movement, but not right off the break. We'll get a pullback and then, you know, sort of move our way up, or maybe just take it and then range around here for a little bit. Right? Don't forget, Bitcoin loves ranging. 80% of its time is spent ranging, even during bull cycles, right? So that's it. I think these guys are really going to just relax until 7 o'clock GMT time. Wait for the funds rates to come out, and then everything's going to get pretty crazy. I'm going to go enjoy myself a coffee, ladies and gentlemen, and then I will hop on the Discord and keep an eye on this with everyone. Again, 6:30 we'll be live for the VIPs in the Discord, and we'll watch this news come out together and enjoy the insanity. All right, guys, stay safe, be well, and talk soon. Again, join the Discord if you wish. Link is in the description. Hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep putting out more and more content. Thank you, and be well.